Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing great. So today we are going to discuss some basics of heat, mass and momentum balances and steady state, right? Some guidelines as always. Make sure you are carrying something to write. The PowerPoint presentation has recorded voice. Please use headsets for better voice quality. Make sure you have gotten latest update of Microsoft Office. Older version can also serve the purpose. Feel free to contact me in case of any specific queries. I'm going to give my details for you to contact me and some home care for people with suspected or confirmed COVID-19 cases. That is to wash your hands with soap and water. You can also use sanitizers if you are going out where there is no access to soap and water. Avoid unnecessary exposure to ill person. You have to cover your mouth with a flexed elbow while coughing or sneezing, and keep on monitoring your health from time to time. And in case of any issues, please contact your family doctor. So before coming to control volume and control surfaces, why this is necessary? Now, for any shell and momentum balance, first you have to identify what is control volume or a control surface. Now, the basic difference between these two is control surface is just a surface which has no mass. The entire mass, heat or momentum coming inside the control surface has to pass out, so there is no accumulation term in here, right? So whatever the heat that is coming in, it has to go out. So there is no particular mass or volume of a control surface. However, control volume has a control volume has a certain volume and a certain mass. So if heat is coming inside a particular control volume, some amount of heat may be absorbed or generated in the control volume, and some amount of heat would be passed out. On the right you'll see the images where there is a difference between control volume and control surface. Now, control surfaces, these are the outer surface of a control volume, so that way you can remember it. And why it is necessary? It is necessary to evaluate a particular system. So what is the we have discussed in general methodology that we find what is the changes in a uh, small particular volume or a surface of a particular system, and then we integrate using sufficient boundary condition to find out a more generalized equation. Now, how to determine control volume or control surface has to be determined in the direction where there is change in mass, heat or momentum, right? Suppose fluid is flowing through a pipe. Now, the change in now we have assumed that there is no change in velocity with respect to the length of the pipe. We are considering what is the change in velocity inside the pipe. So if we radially, the velocity will change, right? So at the center, means at r is equal to 0, the velocity will be maximum, and at r is equal to the inside radius of the pipe, the velocity will be equal to 0, which are precisely the boundary conditions, right? So control volume we have to identify in such a way where the parameter that we are studying is changing, correct? So balances, once the control volume is done, the next thing comes to our mind is balance. Now, how to take a balance? Now, for a specific control volume across which heat, mass or momentum is changing is always equal to 0. So whatever the mass or heat that is coming in plus heat that is generated plus minus heat that is absorbed minus heat that is going out of the control volume will always be equal to 0. So for momentum balance, what would be the balance equation? It will be the rate of convective momentum in minus rate of convective momentum out plus rate of conductive momentum in, that is shear stress or molecular momentum transfer, minus rate of conductive momentum out will be equal to 0. In this particular equation you can find out that suppose there is a fluid that is flowing through a pipe. So what happens is, now there will be some momentum transfer due to convective nature of the fluid, that is fluid is flowing, right? And there will be some momentum which will be carried out of the control volume due to convective force, that is the velocity of the fluid, correct? Plus rate of conductive momentum in, that is the tau yx. In the earlier presentation we saw what is the significance of tau yx. Now this is molecular momentum transfer or conductive momentum transfer, where momentum is being transferred in a direction perpendicular to the direction of flow, right? So there are two kinds of momentum that comes into the picture. One is convective momentum, that is in minus out, plus conductive momentum, that is in minus out, and it will always be equal to 0. For heat balance, of course, suppose in a room there are say 10 students which are at a x energy level, right? So there will be some students which will come into the classroom and sit into the classroom, will have their own heat. So that will be rate of convective heat in into the classroom, minus some students will go out of the classroom, they will take their own internal energy and go out. So that is the rate of convective heat that is going out, plus rate of conductive heat. So due to the surrounding, there will be some amount of heat that will be transferred into the classroom, and there will be some amount of heat that will be going out of the classroom, right? Here generation or consumption will come into the picture. Suppose now there are fans into the classroom, and due to the rotation of the fan, there is some amount of heat that is generated in the wiring, right? So that amount of heat would again be an input to the classroom, and some amount of heat that will go out due to say radiation, or maybe uh, some transfer of heat from the surface of the bench to outside environment. So that is how a control volume, how a particular system has to be looked from a control volume perspective, right? So rate of convective heat in minus rate of convective heat out, plus rate of conductive heat in minus rate of conductive heat out, plus, sorry, it should be plus generation of heat minus consumption will be equal to 0. So for mass balance, rate of convective mass in minus rate of convective mass out, plus rate of molecular diffusion that is coming in minus rate of molecular diffusion going out, plus generation minus consumption will be equal to 0. Now there is a correction in the uh, sign of the generation term and consumption term. So generation will always be positive and consumption will always be negative, correct? So from an overall perspective, accumulation means whatever the parameter, be it velocity or temperature or concentration. Now if it is changing with respect to time, that would be the accumulation term. It will be equal to input minus output plus generation minus consumption. This is a standard balance where you have to use this particular balance in all the steady state unsteady state equations, steady state unsteady state scenarios, correct? So in case you are in case you don't know how to approach a particular problem, first find out a control volume where the things are changing, right? Either with respect to distance or geometry or with respect to time, and then perform a balance over that particular control volume. Now what kind of balance? wherein you have to take all the characters that are coming into the control volume. So there are two kinds of characters that may come into the, or three, that may be considered as positive into the control volume. That is the rate of momentum, convective momentum in, rate of conductive momentum in, and generation, right? For heat it will be rate of convective heat in, rate of conductive heat in, and generation. For mass balance it will be rate of convective mass in plus rate of molecular mass in, correct, plus generation. What would be the terms that will be negative in the balance? It would be rate of convective momentum out and rate of conductive momentum out. For heat balance it will be rate of convective heat out and rate of conductive heat out and consumption. For mass balance it will be rate of convective mass out, rate of molecular mass out, and consumption. So in this way you can find, in this way, for a particular problem you can approach that problem by following these particular steps. In the still, let m be the mass of liquid in the still. So what is that? This is m is at t is equal to 0, m is equal to 150 moles, right? So there are two kinds of balances that we have to take. Now please identify what is the thing that is changing with time, right? So in a semi-batch distillation unit, a distillation unit is charged with some liquid, and then there is continuous removal of the benzene from the top. It is condensed and separated. So in this, the thing that is changing is mass, the mass of liquid in the still, right? So it is changing with time. So there are two kinds of balances that we have to take. One is the individual material balance, that is mass balance, and other would be overall mass balance. So taking individual balance over the entire still, we will get the LHS, that is the accumulation term, would be change in mass of benzene with time. So M is the total moles of liquid in the still, and X is the mole fraction of benzene in the still. So any change in the, in benzene, in mass of benzene will, in mass of benzene with time, will be given by dm into x by dt. M into x is the mass of benzene in the still. So we have to find out what is the change in the mass of benzene with time, right? Now in input, there is no input, it is equal to 0, because the still is semi batch, where once the batch is filled, no amount of liquid is allowed to enter into the distillation column, right? Now output, it will be, suppose V is the mass of vapor that is coming out, and Y is the mole fraction, right, of benzene in vapor. So in terms of benzene, if you see, the output would be V into Y. Now what does V into Y signifies? It signifies the mass of, or the moles of benzene that is coming out, right? So change in mass or moles of benzene with time would be equal to minus moles of benzene which is going out. Of course there is no generation of benzene in the still, or there is no consumption, so that they would be equal to 0. So hence from that we get this equation, dm into x by dt is equal to minus v into y. Now coming to overall material balance. For overall material balance, we know that there is change in mass. So on the accumulation term, it will be just dm by dt, right? So uh, input will be equal to 0, output will be V, output mass, and generation will be equal to 0, right? And consumption is also equal to 0. So from this we get another equation, that dm by dt is equal to minus V. So substitute dm by dt is equal to, substitute V is equal to minus dm by dt and y is equal to 2.6 x upon 1 plus 1.6 x and solve. You should be basically substitute these two equations in equation 1 and you have to solve. Uh, Separate the terms, and once you integrate, these are the limits. That is, at t is equal to 0, mass in the still is 150 total mass and x is the 0.6. And now we have to find out the relation between the mass of benzene and the time. Hence, at t is equal to t, m would be equal to some m which will be lesser than the initial, which will be lesser than 150, and x will be some x which may increase or decrease, right? Integrating, we should be able to get this particular equation, that is m is equal to 100 in bracket x upon 0.6 raised to 1.6 minus 1 minus x upon 0.4 raised to 2 by 2.6 by 1.6. So what does this equation signify? It signifies what is the relation between m and x, right? To t and ca star will be equal to ca will be ranging from, at t is equal to 0, ca will be equal to 0, and at t is equal to something, ca will be equal to 0.62, which is given, right? So we have to take that into account. The concentration of CO2 in gas phase is 30%. So CO2 gets transferred from a high concentration phase to a low concentration phase, that is in liquid. Correct? So you should be able to solve these numerical and send it to me. Now the third numerical. A circular tank 6 meter in diameter has water filled to 5 meter. An orifice of internal diameter of 500 mm is provided at the bottom of the tank. Find the time taken for water level to fall from 5 meters to 2 meters and also time taken to empty the tank. Given. Now this should be known to us, right? It is flow rate of, if you have to calculate flow rate through an orifice, it is given by CD arrow under root 2gh, correct? Where CD is 0.6. This we have studied in fluid mechanics, correct? So there is a diameter, there is a tank of 60 meters diameter filled with water to 5 meters. Now it has to be, the level of water has to be brought down from 5 meters to 2 meters, and there is only one orifice that is there, which has got the dimensions of 500 mm. So how much time will be required? So these basically, these all these numericals are the basic general scenarios or systems that you are going to face when you enter into a processing plant. So these basic equations are very necessary for you to understand, or for you to calculate, or for you to design a particular system, right? So let V be the volume of water, right? Taking individual balance over the entire, not still the tank, what we get, change in volume will be given by dV by dt, right? Also input term will be equal to 0, output, it will be q into rho. Now q has got its unit in volumetric flow rate, right? And rho is the density of the water, correct? Generation term will be equal to 0 and consumption term will also be equal to 0. Hence the balance equation will look like dV by dt will be equal to minus q into rho, correct? Now substituting V as A into rho into H, right? Because what would be the volume? It will be a function of height. Higher the height, higher will be the volume, right? So substituting V in terms of A, rho and H, and Q as CD A rho under root 2GH, right? And then you have to solve for H, correct? Now what would be the uh, boundary conditions over here? So at t is equal to 0, H will be equal to 5 meters, correct? Because initially the water is filled up to only 5 meter of the height, correct? And you have to find out H2, that is at H2 will be equal to 2 meters, what will be the time, right? So you'll get an equation uh, which will connect. On the left hand side there will be some height, and on the right hand side there will be time. So you have to find out the time taken for water level to fall from 5 to 2. So h1 will be equal to 5, h2 will be equal to 2, and then we have to calculate time. Similarly, what would be the time taken to empty the tank? So h2, if you put it as 5, what would be the time required? So that is how you have to calculate this particular scenario. So do it yourself. Find out two scenarios each from heat transfer, mass transfer, and fluid mechanics where heat, mass, and momentum balance may be required, and solve them. If you cannot search, formulate problems that are similar to the ones discussed but have more realistic data, and then you have to solve them. Right? In case of a query regarding this session, you may contact me. These are my credentials. Thank you so much.